Hi, I'm Tim Sheriff from Swanstrom Tools. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make templates and use them to create fascinating designs to produce shapes beyond the standard shapes of what our disc cutters make. To make and use templates for designing unique items with our standard disc cutters, you need a circle template that'll go up to 1.25 inches, graph paper, a ruler, a straight edge, a razor knife, a fine tip marker, a heavy marker, a couple colored pencils of contrasting colors. This is just a piece of plastic that was cut from a painting guide that you can buy at a Home Depot or a Menards or a paint supply store. It's just a thin piece of plastic. It's about probably 16 gauge thick. And this is some stick cement and then some mounting adhesive, spray mounting adhesive. This first demonstration is going to be using a circle template to make a design for the round disc cutter. And so the first thing I'm going to do on graph paper is make a center line, crosshair if you will. And now I'm going to go with my 1-inch circle. So I made my 1-inch circle, and I'm just going to make myself a note here that that's the 1 inch. Then I'm going to take the 1 inch again and just come in. I'm just kind of freehanding here, but I'm going to make another arc here with the 1 inch. And now I'm going to come in with the 3/4 inch. And I'm just freehanding here, so it's so that's the 3/4 inch. And then I use colored pencils to color in just to see, and I'm using the blue color is the main shape I'm wanting. So this is the shape of the piece I want for this demonstration. And now I'll take another colored pencil, and these are pieces that will be used for something else. But because I still like these shapes, I'm not going to throw them away. So I'm basically getting three shapes out of the 1-inch disc. Okay. So there, I've designed 3 shapes with a simple circle disc cutter. Now I want to have a template to use with my heart disc cutter. So I'm going to make a custom template here. Again, I start by making a crosshair. Then I've stamped out a large heart and I've drawn a center line crosshair on the heart that I've stamped out. And now I'm going to position it on the graph paper and line up my center lines. That looks pretty good. And now I'm just going to trace around that heart. So now I've got a heart laid out on my graph paper with center lines on it. And now I'm going to go about 2 inches by 2 inches I'm going to cut this out, but I need to leave border on it. Now I've ended up with my heart with my center lines on it, on the graph paper. Now this piece of plastic, I'm going to adhere the heart to the piece of plastic. I'm just going to use, for today, I'm going to just use some of this. It's best to use this mounting adhesive and then let it dry for a while. But this will be okay for demonstrating, I think. So then I glue that down on the little piece of plastic. Then I take a steel straight edge and carefully line it up. And if I'm off a little bit with my lines, I can make a little adjustment here with this straight edge, but I'm pretty good. I'll take a razor knife and score, and you don't want to cut too deep because you'll cut through the plastic, but I'm just scoring a couple lines. I'm just scoring my center line here. Okay, so, and now I will take my heart disc cutter and again, just like when you're using metal, you want to put equal thickness opposite of where you're punching. And now I'm going to get my heart positioned in the disc cutter. I've positioned my graph paper in the disc cutter. Now I'm going to just punch that heart out. And remove the pieces of paper. And now I'm going to take a marker and go over the scribe lines. I'm just going to paint those scribe lines. Now I'm going to make a design with the heart template that I just made. And I'm going to start out with my circle template. Now this is the heart template that I just made. Again, I'm going to color in with my colored pencil. This is the shape I'm wanting to get. And then I'll have two pieces left over that look like this. Okay, now I've got that one done. Now I'm going to punch out my design that I made. This is the first one I made with the circle template. I'm using poster board you can buy at a craft store. This is a copper colored poster board. It's a good way to test out designs without spending a lot of money on expensive metal. They make it in copper, brass color, gold, silver. So, and it's a good way you can mix and match colors without having to use a lot of metal up. And this is thin enough you don't have to use a shim when you're cutting this paper. So now this design, I used a 1-inch circle here, and here, and a 3/4 inch here. So first thing I'm going to do is punch out the 1-inch disc. Okay, so now I've lined up my design in my 1-inch disc. This is now I punched out my 1-inch disc with my design on it. Now I'm going to use my 1-inch disc punch and punch this red part out here, and then I'm going to come with my 3/4 and punch out this red part, and I'll have 3 pieces when I'm done. And sometimes it takes some manipulation to, depends on the design. This one's going to go pretty good. So you can see I've placed the 1-inch disc I just punched out, but I've got my other 1-inch radius right here along the top of my blue colored pencil. So I'm going to punch that out. So I've just punched this part out here. So that's a shape I can use. That's a crescent moon shape. Now I'm going to punch this little red part out with my 3/4 inch. Show those 3 pieces. And this was the piece I was after. So I'm going to keep these pieces because I can use them for something else. But what I'm going to ultimately use this piece for, because I'm going to be using it with a washer that I punched out. It's 1 1/4 inch outside diameter and a 1-inch inside diameter. And because this was punched with the 1-inch diameter punch, fits perfectly for soldering. So I can just fit that right in my washer to have and it was all done with the disc cutter. No sawing, filing, or anything. Now I'm going to punch out the design I created with the heart template that I made and the circle template. And again, I'm using some copper-colored cardstock I bought at the art supply store in order to save money on metal. So this main disc is 1 inch diameter, so I'm going to punch that out first. So I'll get it in here. And get it lined up. So now, again, this blue part is the part I'm after. So now I'm going to go with my heart-shaped disc cutter. So now I've positioned it in my heart disc cutter. So there's one shape. Now I've lined up my second cut in the heart. So and so there is the piece I was after. Here's some examples of other designs that I've made using templates that I've made. This one is a 1 inch round with the large teardrop. This one was done with the 1 inch round. That's one that I just demonstrated here a while back. Here's one with an 1.25 inch round, a 1 inch round, and a 3/4 inch round. This is a 1 inch round, and then the large rectangle disc cutter was used. Here's the large rectangle and the large oval. And here's a 1 inch round that was used to design this one. Here I used a 1 inch round, a large oval, and a large oval. Here's the large oval and the large heart. Here's the large oval, a 1/2 inch round, 3/4 inch round, 3/4 inch round. And then here's the large heart, large oval, large oval. So I encourage you just to play around, and you'd be amazed at the different designs you can come up with and the different shapes beyond the normal that you can do with our disc cutters. Thanks for watching this video, and if you have any questions, please contact Rio.